Welcome back to Buy a Car from China. I'm Maggie.
Hello everyone, I'm Simon.
Simon, the car we're going to talk about today is said to have been killing it in the market recently.
That's right. But I have to say this up front. We chose to talk about this car today not because it's cheap.
Oh, then why?
Because it's smart. The protagonist we're discussing today is the Geely EX2, also known to everyone as the Xingyuan, Star Wish.
Xingyuan, I've heard of it. But honestly, this small hatchback market feels like it's always been very competitive, right?
More than competitive, it's a battlefield. Maggie, think back. There has never been a so-called permanent king in this market. Who was the boss of the Chinese market 10 years ago?
10 years ago. That was the era of the VW Polo, right?
Correct. What about 8 years ago?
The Honda Fit. That was a legendary car.
Yes, a legendary car. But look at now. Ever since the new energy era began 5 years ago, these fuel-powered small cars have basically exited the historical stage, with sales dropping to almost zero.
True. The roads are full of electric cars now. Who took over this market?
The first hegemon was the BYD Dolphin. From 2022 to 2023, it was its world, with monthly sales peaking at over 30,000 units. Then, in 2023, the Seagull came out, even fiercer, breaking 40,000 monthly sales and directly taking over as the sales champion.
Wow, the BYD brothers feel like they have a stranglehold on the market.
That was the case originally, but at the end of 2024, the Geely Xingyuan arrived. The situation reversed instantly. It is now the hottest star, with monthly sales about 50,000 units, climbing directly to the top.
50,000 units? That's exaggerated. How did it carve a bloody path out from under the pincer attack of the Dolphin and Seagull?
This is where I say it's smart. Maggie, do you know that the Seagull and Dolphin are actually different sizes?
Yeah, the Dolphin is a bit bigger, the Seagull is smaller.
Right. Geely spotted this gap. Xingyuan's strategy is very cunning. At the same price as the Seagull, I give you a bigger, stronger car. And compared to the Dolphin with the same size and performance, I sell it significantly cheaper than you.
Wow, that's a ruthless move, eating up both the top and bottom. But this sounds wonderful. Can it be done engineering-wise? After all, the costs are there.
You've hit the key point. This is what we are going to dismantle today. The 3 keys. First, point 1, size and space.
Small cars wanting big space? Wasn't that what Honda was best at before?
That's right. In the fuel car era, the Honda Fit was the limit. But the Xingyuan is an electric vehicle architecture. With a 4.1-meter body, it actually achieved a 2.65-meter wheelbase.
2.65 meters? That wheelbase is catching up to a compact sedan, isn't it?
Yes, and it gives that space to the interior, with 0.61 square meters of completely flat floor in the rear row. But the most amazing part is, it uses rear-wheel drive, RWD.
Wait, RWD? You mean the motor is in the back?
Correct. Because the motor is in the back, the engine compartment space in the front is liberated. Do you know what this means? It has a 70-liter Frunk, front trunk.
70 liters? That's rare in small cars.
And it's only 26 centimeters from the front edge. Super convenient for grabbing things. It even has a 375-liter trunk in the back, which is even bigger than the Honda Fit of the past.
That is impressive. But Simon, isn't RWD usually for handling? Do grocery getters need to talk about handling?
This is the second highlight, handling. Usually for small cars in this class, nobody cares how they drive. But the Xingyuan is different. It is clearly tuned to benchmark against the VW ID3.
The ID3's reputation for handling is indeed good.
Like the ID3, the Xingyuan is rear-mounted rear drive, plus independent multi-link suspension, achieving a perfect 50-50 axle load distribution. This car's Moose test result reached 75 kilometers per hour.
Wow, those are beautiful stats.
There's more. Because the front wheels don't need to be responsible for driving, without the constraint of the drive shaft, the steering angle can be made larger, reaching 41 degrees. This gives it a turning radius of only 4.95 meters.
Let me give you a reference. The BYD Seagull. The Seagull is a full size smaller than the Xingyuan, but its turning radius is also 4.95 meters. In other words, although the Xingyuan is big, it is just as agile as the Seagull when drilling through alleys in the city.
This really hits a pain point. Parking and U-turns in the city are super important. What about the last point? The core of an EV, the battery?
That is the third point, 3 electric architecture. This is also key to its hot sales. In this entry-level class, everyone usually uses relatively ordinary batteries to save costs. But whose battery did the Xingyuan use? CATL.
CATL? Isn't that usually used on more expensive mid to high-end cars?
Yes, #1 quality. Moreover, unlike the Seagull, which still uses air cooling for heat dissipation, the entire Xingyuan series comes standard with liquid cooling batteries.
Liquid cooling. The charging speed and heat dissipation must be much better.
Exactly. But up to now, everything is on paper. It looks perfect with that budget.
You mean there's a drop from theory to practical?
Yes. When you judge a car, besides the paperwork, you need actually experience it. Better for a period of time. I owned one for several months.
I'm glad to hear your hands-on experience.
Sure, I will share that on next episode.
Thanks, Simon, for the wonderful analysis today. See you next episode.
Bye-bye.
If you like our channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell. See you next time.